Red Dirt Collective combines mutualism, or the practice of all of us taking care of each other, organizing, or the practice of getting a whole bunch of people who have the same antagonists, or the same opposition, or the same problem, and getting them together to solve that problem. We combine that with political work where we try and bring them into places where those decisions are being made. So it's an organization that tries to do all those things and combine all those things in many, many different ways.
There is power in a factory, power in the lands, power in the...
I think we feed people that are in need. I think one of the biggest impacts is getting people feeling normal. There's a sort of normalization when they come and they see other people within their own community or economic area coming here, enjoying themselves. They talk among themselves. I think a big aspect too is having kids here right before school where they're able to get haircuts and they just kind of feel normal. They don't feel like they're being an outcast or there's something that they're missing out on.
Of the worker, but it all amounts to nothing if together we don't stand. There's power.
Mutual aid is very simple. It's just the act of I give to you, you give to me, we take care of each other, we feel responsibility to take care of each other, and that our mutual care, the way we want to take care of each other is directly. Oh no, I gotta have that. That I gotta have. I'm sorry. So mutual aid is just simply that, and there's certainly a lot of talk about it, but it's something that exists in many societies. It's existed in every movement. It is just a part of. It just means I take care of you, you take care of me.
Union. Now the lessons of the past were all learned with workers' blood. The mistakes of the bosses we must...
The very first one we did had groceries and cleaning supplies and health and hygiene products, and then also haircuts. St. Francis came out with pet food, and Little Red Wagon came out with books, and Period OKC came out with menstrual products, and I think that was it at the time. And then also brake light repairs that you helped with. And then, then basically since then, it's just been like, when someone asks about something, we're like, for instance, someone asked about, I don't know, like resume help or something. And then, so we reached out to people that could do that. And yeah, so it's slowly just expanded since then. And now there's several organizations out there, like the health department's out here.
From the cities and the farmlands to trenches full of mud, war has always been the boss's way, sir. The union forever defending our rights.
I'm here at the RDC Mutual Aid Fair, teaching the community, reaching out to the community about the Palestinian occupation, which has now been lasting for over 75 years. I'm here really because I want to help the community understand how Oklahoman history, Oklahoman politics, American politics are deeply connected to the Palestinian occupation. I mean, Oklahoma, more so than maybe any other state, has a history of settler colonialism, a history of people, of indigenous people, not only being ethnically cleansed, but also being placed into police states, being placed into reservations. And there's no modern example that comes quite as close to that as the settler colonization of Palestine that's occurred over the last 100 years. So I think it's incredibly important for Americans to get involved in this. There's a lot of Arab Americans or Muslim Americans who feel, including myself, who feel extremely strongly about the occupation. And ultimately, I think it's because we feel very strongly that none of us are going to be free until all of us are free, right? Like that's what the cliche is, but I feel very strongly about it. My grandparents were colonized by the British Empire. Palestinians were colonized by the British Empire. We, in the exact year that my country got its independence, in the exact same year, Palestine was occupied by British forces or by Israeli forces funded and armed by the British. So that's why I'm out here today, really to get at the root of this issue and to help Americans understand why it's so important to get involved.
Down with the black legal workers unite, with our brothers and our sisters, together we will stand.
Watching so much of the community come together and put in so many hours. Like when people come in and see this, when they come through and they get the food, they're like, wow, there's a lot of stuff here, but like I don't know if it's recognized that there are hours and hours of like hard labor and mental and physical and emotional labor to pick up all of this stuff, to call people, and then just to see a community of that many people coming together to do that for us, for our community. That's pretty cool.
There is power in a union. Now I long for the...
I saw someone have a breakdown over soap. Not like a rage, throwing things around type of breakdown. They just started crying when they got a really nice bar of soap. They said that they didn't think that they deserved it. It was too nice for them. And it's always stuck in my head because it's a really poignant example of a big reason this is so important, which is that, we treat poverty as if it's just some sort of like ephemeral phenomenon or whatever, but it's a real thing that causes real trauma that people experience every day, to the point that someone thinks that because they're not wealthy enough, then they're not good enough to deserve nice things. And that one always sticks with me in particular.
In that they realize brutality and unjust.
It's a mutualist space, or it's a space where we can take care of each other, where we can express our belief that it's our responsibility to be taken care of and to take care of other people, and where we can actually do that activity. So in practical terms, that means that we all kind of pool money and buy food, that we all, that can mean that we can't have the mask, I'm sorry. That we pool money together, we pool services together, so people who can give haircuts come and they give haircuts to people who need haircuts. In practical terms, that could mean people who have medical knowledge can come offer that. People who can notarize can come do that. And this is a space where we are doing that. So, that's what a mutual aid fair is, I suppose. That's what we are doing when we use the word mutual aid fair in any case.
Hey, so mind if I ask name, pronouns, and what you're kind of doing here?
For sure. My name's Alex Lanfear, he, him. I do bike repair for Red Dirt Collective. If people bring up bikes, I'll do any kind of repairs that they have that I have the ability and parts to do. But it's pretty good. It's a slow day this time. Some mutual aid fairs, we get a lot of people. Some days it's kind of slow.
Excellent. How long have you been doing this?
2 years now, I think.
Cool. Any big memories, kind of really cool stuff you've experienced along the way?
Just doing bike repairs. Maybe about a year ago, before we even started, there was a line of bikes down the sidewalk, and I was busy fixing them from the time we started to the time it ended. So that was a really good one. But no, it always feels good to fix children's bikes. They bring in something that's completely broken. They're always really happy afterwards whenever you get it fixed and they can ride it away.
Cannot defeat us. Who'll defend the worker?
So there's a lot of pantries in Norman. RDC takes care of about 5 of them. They are outdoor spaces where food is, where low barrier, no barrier, in fact, food is placed daily. So it is an outdoor pantry, it looks like a bookshelf, it's covered so it doesn't get rained on, and we just put safe food in there that is donated from the community, and it's also a place where, again, it's a mutual space. It's a space where people living in the area can say, oh, this is a way I can be taken care of, this is a way I can take care of others, and they use those spaces to do that. There's like 15 to 20 now in Norman broadly. RDC fills 3 daily and 2 more 3 times a week. And one of them is a fridge that is indoors at a thrift store, but people again can get for free and gives us a place to do that. So that's what those are for, and they're an extension of this, and this is an extension of that.
Who cannot organise when the bosses send their lackeys out to cheat us.
So the pantries, they are filled daily and they are emptied daily. The need is that high, and the same with the mutual aid fairs. There are a lot of folks who simply would not have dinner on the table if they were not able to get it at the pantries oftentimes, and I think that's why they are so essential. Is like there is this extraordinary need in Norman for access to groceries.
Speaks for money, the devil for his own.
I've had people directly tell us that the pantries are the difference between whether or not they eat on some days, and that having them available has made people feel like they could keep going under conditions that otherwise they might choose not to.
Who comes to speak for the skin and the bone? What a comfort.
I definitely have been proud of the pantries. I mean, it really has gone hand in hand the whole time. And what I think the mutual aid fairs has done is sort of give us a place to truly meet all of those folks. And now we have some sort of regulars that come to the fairs, but then we also sort of get feedback and know what's working on the pantries and stuff, because most of them live in our organizing area. So they're using the pantries. They talk to others about how they're using the pantries. So I think the trust and the sort of being immersed with these folks, starting to build relationships through the fair has made us able to get feedback on pantries and other things that we might be able to work on, or whole new projects.
The widow, a light to the child there.
But it also is a place that the students who come out of school and walk across the street will gather. They'll grab a snack and be chatting about whatever, and it's heartwarming to me to think about the generation of kids that are going to grow up with these sort of mutual aid things, pantries, as things that are just normal. They exist, they're a part of their daily routine, and they're not like a weird, strange thing that does attracts weird people to the city or whatever, that they're just a way that we make things nicer for each other.
In a union.
Recently, the Oakhurst Pantry has come under fire from the city. There was a complaint that came in, and they said, we've just been made aware of this pantry that's at a park, and they're not allowed to be at parks. But it was just really frustrating, the whole thing, because at that point it had been there for 2 years. So you're just like, it obviously wasn't that much of a problem.
Well, I think the main thing I would want people to know is that I just would like them to think of the mutual aid fair the right way. I would like them to know that they came into this world needing a lot, and they came into this world with the capacity to give a lot. And that's true of every single person. So when you come here, which you should, I would love for you to come, anyone in the community to come, don't think of yourself as coming to give to the needy. You are needy. And don't think of yourself as coming to give of your abundance. Everyone has an abundance. think of yourself as being in community with us. Let me just invite you to be part of this larger community that this is a space for. So I guess that's what I would say.
There's been an attack on the pantries. There has been an attack on trying to take the pantries away. And people, I think the general community needs to realize that this is helping the community as a whole, because when you have people who are hungry, they have something that they can eat, they are less likely to become cuckoo. I mean, we all have experienced that where we're either hydrated, dehydrated, your mind goes goofy, you haven't eaten in a while, whether you're doing a fast day or a too fast day. So just imagine the impact that this would have on people that haven't eaten in 3 or 4 days. And I really would like the community as a whole to get behind keeping the pantries open.
Just that, yeah, they don't really happen unless a lot of people pitch in, either monetarily or just having the other organizations here, like so many volunteers giving their time and energy, and yeah, it takes a lot of people. And yeah, people are welcome to volunteer, even if you are getting groceries and stuff, like please come out, and if you are able to, I mean, no pressure, but.
I think that I think that most people who come through the doors of these mutual aid fairs witness this and experience this, but this is how we take care of each other, is by providing food for each other, providing health care and clothing and these services for each other. And I think one of the most inspiring and one of the most important things about these fairs and about the pantries is that mutual aid is how we build a world that is safe and accessible and abundant for all of us, is through taking care of each other. And I think that that is so evident through these networks. And it's also just really important, like, to have people come together in this way and experience that and take that with them of, we take care of each other and we can build something really beautiful when we do that.
Just that when the mutual aid fair was just an idea, you know, it was really hard for me to even wrap my head around, you know, what it would do, how it would work, and all this kind of stuff. But with the passion and dedication that Ashley showed in really wanting to see it through and having a vision for that, it's turned into one of the greatest things that we do, and I look forward to it every season. And it just keeps getting bigger, keeps getting more things, and it's just a great time to really see the culmination of our organization's work manifesting itself in this community organizing space.
Yeah, I just love Red Dirt Collective. I love being a part of this community. I get to help in the grocery room almost every time we do this, and really the impact that the community has in this space is just so big, and it's so great, and I love being a part of it.
I guess personally, I take pride in the fact that almost everything we do tends to consider people's humanity, as far as like not putting them in places where shame or fear or, you know, just the idea that they're being watched or monitored. You know, I love that because, you know, that truly is like when you're in a situation where you've got nothing and seems like every break you could possibly get is not going your way. It's very easy to just, you know, turn mean, turn sad, whatever. And so, you know, just the pantries and what we do, and sometimes they give it back to us as far as the positive feelings keep us going. So, you know, it's kind of that being in community really means like understanding or making the effort to understand other problems, and then, you know, realizing that, hey, this is actually, makes my life better too. So.
The union forever defending our rights. Down with the black legal workers unite. with our brothers and our sisters. Together we will stand. There is power in a